Yeah, good evening, everyone. I like to continuously read to parents' work from the bottom of the line, U. So you may say the word sacrifice for the providence sacrifice, but have you really sacrificed? If given the choice between the comfortable path and path of the trial and the tribulation, can you conven- confidently say you would go to the path of the sacrifice? No. This disposition toward taking the easy way out is the result of the secular habit transmit historically. Even Saint Paul exclaimed, "Wretched man that I am, who will rescue me from this body of the death." Rome 7:24. This wretchedness is also a result of the habit accumulated over a lifetime. Saint Paul lamented, "Wretched man that I am," because he saw within himself two law at war with each other. His inner being delighted in the God's law, but his body followed Satan's desire. He thus added, "Who will rescue me from this body of the death?" Even Father talk about how it is difficult to change bad habit. So in order to create the heavenly habit, we need to 훈독해, we need to 경배, bow to parents, we need to pray, we need to fasting, we need to bow, we need to everything spiritual devotion. Because in order to destructive the bad habit of secular, we need to create it. And then we focus on the heavenly practice, the habit. Then gradually our life of the faith change, and then we are going to be personal perfection. This is what we really accomplish. So God's guidance of the faith. So from now on, if you drink the alcohol beverage, if you eat some secular food, you need to stop. You need to prohibit such a eating of the secular the food. Then you need to create the heavenly habits. I'd like to read our Father's word. Do not use God and church foundation. Because of this, if a person of faith think only about the personal comfort and use God's the foundation to make a name for himself, he will have nothing in the end except an empty heart. God never walks through such a person. God will not walk regardless of how hard you try. God never walks within a rim of the person who looks out for his own self-interest. God will never be in the position of the having been used by someone. You must know this as you walk the path of faith and the walking along the righteous path. Yeah, some of you who are the like a high position, in order to take a high position, sometimes they are doing the tricky way. They are deceive the leader, or they are doing some unprincipled way. But spiritual no, such a the way of the not principle. Father, but is okay because of the uh, you know this is a unprincipled way. So when you go to spiritual way, they know your cause, your motivation, why you are working hard, why you are really witnessing hard. So motivation is very important. Don't deceive. Don't use the people. Don't following the some advantage. take advantage church foundation, then you have a trouble in the spiritual world. This is one of the true parents to the member of the church. Why we need to purify, why we need to be pure. Pure is God itself. So when you want to go to close to God in the spiritual world, you need to be pure. Pure people is not using the people, not using the some position of the church. Father, do not, taking the member who have a high position of our church organization, national leader or continent director. But Father, God interesting who are the really sacrifice, such a witnessing, saving the people on earth who are the falling the Satan's way. This is a key point. So a portion of responsibility, the true Father's word. The time will come when we must get rid of everything, that being the last day. So then how can we distinguish between the what is true and false? At such a time, even God will not be able to tell us what is true, what is false. If God tells us something is true, then He must also tell us what is the same thing is false. Humans have to discern what is the right and wrong by themselves, make their own decision, and discover and establish the truth by themselves. Well, sometimes our blessed family, they pray hard because they want to finish their anguish. They want to find a solution about their issue of the painful life, some anguish, agony. But sometimes God or spiritual world do not respond to you because you have to find such a solution by yourself. This is your portion of responsibility. So don't depend on everything God or spiritual world figured it out the problem or you. No, it's a wrong way. So you need to really discern what is your portion of responsibility and what you have to do, and this is your portion of responsibility. Also, pitiful people who do not know the spiritual world. This is very important. You are a pitiful person if you do not know the spiritual world. It is pitiful beyond expression. You cannot curse other once you know. How would you break through on this path that has been blocked off? If I go to the spiritual world, I will resolutionize the spiritual world. I will serve the what is to be the remove, pave the path if the road is blocked, and even dig through the make a tunnel. The spirit world is wanting me to come, wanting me to come. Those who do not know are forgiven, but those who pretend not to know must take a responsibility regarding this world. In comparison to just how high and lofty is God's viewpoint to your low self, there is nothing that can fill that gap. So point is true parents' word, this content is, if you are ignorant about spiritual world, it is a pitiful person because everybody die and everybody enter the spiritual world. If they do not know about the spiritual world, they are confused. Spiritually, they're mad, and then they are hanging around, and then they are repenting when they are recognize what is the cause of the operating of the spiritual world, which was true love. Then they are repenting, and then they're going to be resentment spirit. They are close to Satan. This is the cause of the some evil spirit. So that is why we need to advertise spiritual world is exists when you die. So you need to prepare when you enter the spiritual world. So this is why true Father emphasized the spiritual world is very important. Otherwise, they are mistake a lot while they are living on earth. That's why we need to study. So, formula of devotion, 정성. This is the key point of how we're gonna move the heavenly fortune. When you have some wish and in your dream, you make some 정성 condition, and then you receive the heavenly fortune from the spiritual world by your willing of the dedication of the spirit. It is called the 정성. It is called the formula of the devotion. It is a formula of the how to move the spiritual fortune, heavenly fortune. Each of you, you are the heavenly travel messiah. So you're the center figure. So if you make some 경배 정성, bow 정성, 120 bow, 40 bow is okay. If you make some morning fasting or 7-day fasting, it's okay. It's up to you. You make some condition of the offering. And the period, and you can 3-day, 7-day, 14, 21 day, 40 day. You decide. And then if you make such a foundation of the faith, those are the three components, central figure, condition, period. If you make such a 정성 period, 30-day, 7-day, 14-day, centered on yourself, and then if you succeed, you accomplish foundation faith. Then what happened? The spiritual world come to you, and then heavenly fortune come to you. But the foundation of substance, you need to indemnity condition to eradicate the fallen nature. During the 정성 condition, if you make up your mind to the some 40-day fasting, for example, if you eat food and then you eat, the break of your spiritual 40-day 정성 condition, and you got a big damage. You got to pay more big, indemnity condition. So during 40 days, you do not break. Also, even you do not make evil thinking, evil word, and evil, the noisy. You need to keep the purify. You need to keep the offering your energy to God and spiritual world. This is the foundation of substance. Also, you need to report your able type too. So if you make a formula of such a 정성 condition, as I told you, spiritual world, heavenly fortune come to you. I try to share one of some Japanese blessed family. As you know, Japanese church, they're always mobilized, raising up the donation to support the worldwide providence, such as Washington Times, Korean Tongil Group, whatever UPF, some in the worldwide organization. But some blessed family, she felt some sadness because she is poor. She doesn't have any donation money. So she prayed, how can I donate to your province? And then God gave her to buy the lottery. And then after purchasing some lottery, God talked to her, you do the 3-day, 7-day fasting for the lottery. When she completed the 7-day fasting, the usually lottery declared what is the number of the lucky and the victory is then the Sunday, finally she got the lottery. Not the champion first prize, not second prize, but third prize. Third prize, she was given the $3,000. Well, because government took out 30% of some tax, and then she received $2,700, and she donate. See, miracle is happen. It depends on you. Do not complain God, and do not complain church. Do not complain your church leader. You complain yourself because you do not have a passion, if you do not have your ego, if you do not have an enthusiastic about challenging your dream and wish. All problems come from the yourself, not from the outside. So you need to clarify. You need to distinguish what is evil, what is pure God's advising from your side. This is very important. I'd like to give you a conclusion about my lecture. Second, faith guidance. First, you can experience God in a state of the loneliness. Okay? Then you more concentrate your pray in your deeper mind of the spiritual sensibility. And then you qualify. Then it is a very big chance to communicate, perceive the spiritual world, perceive the God. Number 2, faith is not conceptual, logical, intellectual, but it is concretely that something is experience of God and spiritual world. Number 3, we must offer devotion to experience God. And then you need to make a 정성 condition in order to experience of God. Number 4, devotion is a purification. Devotion remove the fallen nature and the selfness. And devotion is physically difficult to do, but devotion is offer your energy to the spiritual world. Complaining is a poison. Dissatisfaction are poison in the life of the faith. Satan invades you through complaint of you. Faith must not be based on the spiritual miracle. Faith is a restoration of our sin through redemption. Next, let us become God's children who can become one in heart with Him, one with God. It is not difficult if you sacrifice, living for sake of others in the real life, and then gradually, little by little, one by one, God's holy living divine spirit accumulate little by little in your world, in your mind. We must live with God. The life of true person must be habituated